All right.
All
That's
right,
right.
cool.
You
So,
live now.
welcome everybody. This is the CyphaDen chat. That's my homie Rambunctious down there. And you want to let the people know what happened before we got on here?
Who? Who want to
No,
know? Who want to
no,
say
no,
what?
no. Ram said he doesn't care about letting people know that he was late.
No, I
So,
was late. I was late. Yeah, because here's what Zoom does. Zoom, you take the link and you're supposed to be able to just tap it and you log in and you go. But
yeah.
every night, it's like every other episode. Zoom wants to make me do the passcode and do the password. It's weird, man. I don't know. Zoom gets your shit together,
Hey,
but
it's
they
all
really
good.
don't have to because they're $1 billion fucking company. They don't. They're like, nigga, fuck you.
It's
Yep.
We do, we do.
it's
Yep.
all good, man. It's all good. But anyway, yes, tonight we have special guest Cesar Comanche in the fucking building. Justice League. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be dope. I
Yes.
mean, yeah, me and Cesar, I think we've been cool since what was the first year you came here? I think that was 2018, maybe 2018.
Yeah, the first time I feel like we did something together in Milwaukee, I think it had to be around there, 2017 or 18. I
Yeah,
have been to Milwaukee before. Like the first time I was there was like, I want to say maybe 2009 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now us about 2017, 2018. Then I know we did some joints in Wisconsin. We did some joints in
Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it anywhere? I remember I went to one of your joints in Virginia.
Oh yeah, that was the last time I saw you actually.
Okay, yeah. I saw you in Virginia. Yeah, man. No, we've been crossing paths out there, here and there. Yeah, man.
Where was
Yeah,
that? Where
man.
was that in Virginia?
Roanoke.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I've only
Me.
met one dude my entire life from Roanoke. He was a cool motherfucker though.
Well, it was
Pomax.
I booked the show through
Oh,
through.
I know who
I
Paul
booked
Mac
the
is.
show through Promac, and then Malls was also on the show, and I didn't even know you were gonna be there until like damn near last minute.
Man, I just show up, man.
So
I
that's what's
wasn't
up.
doing that, man. I just wanted to just say what's up to everybody. It was too many of my people in the same spot. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you weren't even performing?
Oh no, I just
nah, he
came
was just
through.
there.
Oh, you just
That's
showed up
three.
like, what up?
Yeah, that's 3 hours away from where I live. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. It was
That's
just a chance to see a bunch of my people. You know.
that's
Oh,
where
that's dope.
that's where he shot the you remember he did the live from the den promo video.
Yep.
That was in
Yep.
Yeah.
Roanoke.
Yes, that's where it
That's
was.
dope. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hell yeah.
Yeah, man. Um well, yeah, man. So I mean basically, say so our CyphaDen chat is free flow. We kind of go through a lot of different things, a lot of different concepts, a lot of different topics is basically what we do. I
There's no
wanted to,
real format.
but I
It's
Right.
wanted to,
just kind of,
but I wanted to actually start out because, um, when you, okay, do you feel like groups in music have the same strength that they used to have back when like the Justice League formed? Because you basically
uh,
started it
Yeah, me and
with
Ninth
Ninth.
started it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
oh, I didn't know that. That's a wild. That's wild.
Yeah,
I didn't know that at all.
yeah, man. Like, yeah, both me and him were we met, both of us went to NC State University. And
Yeah.
we met in 1996. He went to Central first and then he transferred to NC State in 96. And then 96 was like my sophomore year. So it was like so
Wow.
96 from the summer we met and stuff, and that's when we became cool. But 99 is when, we started the Justice League. And
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was done.
oh
I'm
no,
sorry.
no, continue. What was you about to ask? Because it might
Do
help
y'all
me out.
do you smoke weed?
No, I don't, man.
Did you
I've
back
done it
then? Did you
three.
back
No,
then?
no,
Did
no,
knife? Did knife?
nah, nah. We,
Because okay, here's why I ask. I'm just
okay,
thinking, back that was a big weed smoking era. Like,
right, was.
You know what I mean? And so I'm just in my mind, I'm picturing a few years later, I'm in the same type of position in college, hanging out with people. I'm thinking of y'all just like chiefing, like, yo, we got to do this Justice League type shit. Like, or how did that come about? I guess I'm just,
Well,
that's my
yeah.
mind.
And I'm still going to answer your question too, Dinku.
Yeah, I'm
the way
sorry. I'm
it
sorry.
came
I'm sorry.
about
I'm sorry.
is well, first way we became cool in '96, it was like I remember Stakes is High came out. What else came out? Not Nas' second album.
Yeah. Still,
It was written.
It was written. Sorry. Yeah.
And then also De La Soul's Stakes is High. No, I said that, right?
Yeah. It's all good.
ATA came out that year too. So anyway, what happened was that
what a fucking year though, right?
God, yeah, damn. I know, right? So that summer, everybody was talking about It Was Written. Like they was like on it, like around school. And me and Ninth thought it was cool. But me and him were the two cats that was on Stakes is High.
Yeah. I was on It Was Written.
Right.
Knew about Stakes is High, appreciated, of course.
Yeah.
But I was one of those guys.
I can dig it. Hey man, it was a lot of y'all, man. It's cool. So so anyway, so we was one of those. So we were like, yo, like, it's like, okay, we saw something. It was something there. We was like, okay, like you on Stakes also. We thought, each of us thought we were the only one who was like on that the most. You know what I'm saying? And then not until 3 years later. So no, 2 years later. So 96. Now we got fast forward to 98. Is this cat named DJ MC who also went to NC State, and I was just making songs on a freaking like just tape recorder, just rapping to instrumentals of other cats. You know what I'm saying? Established joints, just because I didn't have nothing else, no other way.
Yeah, we all had them days. I love them days. There was a time when I had 2 beats.
Exactly. Right. You had
that was it. 2 beats.
Hey man, that's how it starts. And so DJ MC, now keep in mind, me and Ninth known each other this whole time. And then DJ MC heard me rapping. He was like, why don't you ask, his name's Patrick. He was like, why don't you ask Pat, like, why don't y'all do some songs together? And I was like, do some songs together, how? And he was like, he makes beats. I was like, he makes beats? And then he didn't know I rap. Like, we never talked about it.
I love those days,
right?
What?
Yeah, so then in 98 is when we kind of started our another Justice League member, and this was still before it existed, named Urel, was the cat who recorded. He knew how to actually record. And we had this old, and it was the first version of Cool Edit Pro, and I don't know if y'all remember that. It's
I used to use Cool Edit before I went to Pro Tools.
Nice. Okay, so you understand. So it was the first.
That was right before Pro Tools, right? Like a couple, like only like a year.
It was a little bit, because it turned to Adobe Audition later.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right. Oh, so that's what Cool Edit evolved into. So
man, this is taking it back.
The very first Cool Edit we had, it was a version of it where you couldn't save. So you had to do a whole song, record it on tape, and then as soon as that computer went off, it was over. Like your session's gone, everything's gone. All you got is a tape.
Okay, so explain to people who might not understand what you're saying. So like you're saying that you had to record your whole session and bounce it out.
Yeah.
And it had to be done.
Done. Like straight up done. So like,
there's people that can't even imagine that.
Yeah. So, and this was early, and like I said, it wasn't like me or Ninth. It was just Urel knew how to use it, and we both watched Urel. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, we were just making songs. So like those songs that cats were making, because it wasn't just me. who was around back then? Edgar Allan Flo was around back then. Then Fonte and Pooh came later. Finn the DJ, aka Sean Don. It was a cat named Omatati, a cat named Deji, a cat named this was the original version of what will be soon called the Justice League, right?
Okay.
But it was like we just recorded it on tapes. We didn't have no way to burn it on CD. Like, so those songs are just on tape somewhere in the universe. We don't have no digital copies of any of that stuff.
And who has you don't know who has the tape?
You know, I don't know.
yeah, I know. I don't know why I asked it. I thought about that.
No, you know how it is, man. Yeah,
as I asked it, I was like, "This is a dead end."
Right. So that going, so then once we got the Kool-Aid, the 1.5 bang out, we could save. Oh, it was a rap. That's when we started changing the game after that. So like, and then 99 hit. And see, this cat named Omatati and a cat named DJ Resident and WL Will Brown and a cat named Deji were this group called the Lower Thirds. I swear I don't know how I remember all this stuff.
Okay.
So this is still the 90s right now. And they was
I know, it's funny because you just said 99 and I was like, damn, nigga, we ain't even at 2000 yet. Holy
right.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And it was the Lower Thirds, and then there was this other crew called the Black Jedi Squad. And it was
it
a cat named Obi-Wan, a cat named
stop. Wait.
I'm not even joking, bro. Like, these were cats at school.
Hey, salute to them if they ever see this. No
man,
clowning.
look, man.
But that's wild.
we idolized. I'm telling you, we idolized these cats.
They was that nice?
Man, to us,
they was on some Jedi shit.
Like, they was doing some unheard of shit. Because see, I'm from a small town, Jacksonville, North Carolina. And I came up to Raleigh because I went to NC State, as I said earlier.
Okay.
And it's the first time I've seen people rap over a beat that somebody in their crew made. They're not rapping over a song, or whatever. So to me, that's magic. I'm like, how is that possible?
Yeah, yeah.
So they doing shows, little shows around school and stuff.
That's a wild thing, actually. Yeah.
Man, and I remember it would be times where we'd be in the dorm talking, and then like somebody would come in, like Urel or Eccentric or whatever, come in like, yo, the Lower Thirds outside. Like, come on. We all just go outside.
So they were those guys, everybody knew them and shit.
Well, if you were ahead and was into that type of music, So we came outside. We just wanted to be amongst them. Like, we ain't just be cool, everybody be cool like that.
Damn, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So, and then Urel and Ninth talked to Omatati, who was the leader, the Optimus Prime of the Lower Thirds. And I don't know how the conversation went because, I wasn't there. So Omatati, somehow, some way out of that conversation, it was like Urel and Ninth got anointed to be part of the Lower Thirds. And I know I was happy for him. I know Edgar Allan Flo was. I was like, yo, And then we were like, y'all made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then lo and behold, it was this show. The Lower Thirds was performing at this place called the Brewery that doesn't exist anymore in Raleigh.
Yeah.
And then they looked at the flyer. That shit said Omatati. That shit said DJ Resident, Deji, Will Brown are the Lower Thirds. Man, Ninth was sick.
His name was
no, man, it was like they got left Urel and got left off.
So you haven't made it to where your name's on the shit yet.
No, man. So it was it was a misunderstanding. He Omatati's like, well, yeah, y'all could be affiliated with us, but you can't really, you know what I'm saying? And then it was in Urel's dorm room.
Damn.
Omatati and Ninth, me and Urel was in the dorm room, and they had Knife and Omatati had a heated argument. It was heated. And I kept saying, why don't we start our own crew? I said it 3 or 4 times in the midst of that 45-minute heated argument.
Yeah.
And then I was like,
45-minute heated argument.
Wait, but y'all,
but there's multiple homies there, so it was never gonna get physical.
No. It wasn't even that kind of energy. You know what I'm saying?
It sounds like an
argument. You know.
It sounds like a rambunctious argument.
Right.
No. Rambunctious argument is heated. Well, let's just say this: a rambunctious argument is heated but intelligent, and I let you know off jump. Won't get physical because that's not where we want to go.
I'm talking about the time frame.
Oh yeah, definitely 45 minutes. Yeah, goddamn, you got me. Yeah.
So, all right.
Or 30 seconds.
That argument ensued. Yarel was disappointed, but he wasn't like outwardly gonna like riff about it at all. He was just like, it is what it is, So then later on that day, Knife calls me and said, look, Comanche, this is what we're going to do. He said, we're going to start a crew. And I was just like, word.
And he just dropped the other shit, or?
Nah, because it was like, that wasn't what he thought it was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he wasn't, they weren't part of Lower Thirds. They were like, y'all can just be like cats who make beats for us every now and then. Yeah. And it was, like I said, the original conversation I wasn't there for.
But to a Knife Wonder, shit, I ain't Knife Wonder. I'm Amram Long, rambunctious. But to me, I would be like, nigga, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? And go on and do whatever the fuck I'm about to do.
Look, man, you gotta understand.
That's how he looked at it. Right? He was like, nigga, come on, man. I'm gonna go and do what I'm about to do.
This is us, because you gotta understand. This is us in the 90s, though. Didn't nobody care about none of us.
Well, but still, your pride will still be like, you're right.
Right.
But your pride will still be like, fuck you. I'm nice, or no?
Honestly, the way it felt, and because I wasn't ever even anointed in no kind of way to the Lower Third, so it would have been like, imagine if like Guru and Premier was like, yo, rambunctious, like now you part of the Gangstar Foundation. You know what I'm saying? And then you come
but I'm saying, but I guess maybe I'm asking a question. Did Knife feel like maybe we're not exactly affiliated? Okay, well then we're gonna start our own shit, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so
is that kind of what am I wrong in
no, like a lot of the cats in JL, some of us already recording together at Urel's dorm room. We were recording at Urel's dorm room and Eccentric's apartment. But see, we didn't officially, it wasn't like we officially called her. It was just, we just all were solo people or whatever, not affiliated. We just cool,
Yeah.
And he was like, because that was a thing where it was like, you know what? I guess it might have dawned on him that like us being something actually would be better than us just being a bunch of dudes rapping and making beats. You know?
Yeah.
So, and he came up with the idea to call it the Justice League. And he was like, yeah, but we spelled it the correct way first. You know what I'm saying? And later on in the 2000s is when, like, I think 2001, about 2001 is when we changed it to JUSTUS, just so it wouldn't be some like DC Comics type stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So then we started, and then it was one day, it just happened to be me, Fonte, Median, Edgar Allan Flo were all performing at this like spring joint at NC State. And I went on first and I was like, my name is Cesar Comanche. And I just said it. And me and the next 4 cats behind me, we a crew called the Justice League. And then I just went into my set. And we never ask them if they want to be in the Justice League. We just I just said it. And I guess nobody had nothing else better to do. So it was like, Cass was just like, fuck it. Like, let's just roll with it.
So the next people after you weren't actually part of the Justice League.
Right. Well, in our minds we was, but
not technically. Right.
We never verbally said it.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. We never asked them. It was just like, okay.
You killed that then.
Right.
Best intro ever.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's how all that came apart. And it's a way longer story than that, but that's the beginning of it. Now, to go back to what Dinku asked about crews or groups being...
Look, hey, wait a minute. You're
sorry.
You're one of the first guests I've ever heard do the interview down there. I'm like, wait a minute, did this fool just remember a question from 15 minutes ago?
Yeah.
I forgot what the question was. I'm like, God damn. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Dinko asked were the back in like the 90s or the beginning of the 2000s, was the whole aspect of a group or a crew stronger than it is now? I would say it's just as strong as it ever has been. Only thing is the perception of it and people's willingness, I feel, to work together in that capacity has diminished.
Also,
you know, it's all about like you being, I'm gonna like build something for me solo, and that's it. It's like, because you don't even hear about like cats being like a MC and a DJ or the group, and you don't even hear about that. Not that much.
Yeah, that duo is dead, and that's crazy because that's the one. That's the fucking one.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just became like, you know, just about whoever the vocalist is, and that's it.
But did you think that?
That's a great point right there.
Did you think that the Justice League was going to be what it was, or it was just a
hell no,
not at all, like
no.
not even.
No, not at all. None of us. I'm telling you, me and Knife were talking about this the other day. The only person in JL that's plan was to do music was Fontaine. That's it.
Really?
Like everybody else, all of us are musically talented and inclined, but that never was a plan. None of us saw that as a reality.
So was he the original person who had the drive then to say, "Hey, let's go"?
No, like he was already self-driven. It's just because Fontaine's like 2 or 3 years younger than me, and
was
like 4 years younger than
before
Knife.
Y'all then? Was he already trying to do it like that aggressively before y'all?
He was already trying to make music since he was like a child.
Oh, I didn't know that. I knew it was early, but I didn't know it was that early.
So that's why, like, when he first ever was discovered or came into on your radar, he was so advanced. He was already going hard at that ever since he was a little kid. Like, we were playing catch up as far as us really trying to do music seriously.
And he's a few years younger than y'all, so
right.
Y'all were kind of bringing him on in.
Yeah, as far as doing more shows and things like that, I know like us doing shows like had a lot to do with me because a lot of original Justice League shows, I was booking those.
Yeah.
You know, so like Big Doe is the oldest out of all of us. Knife might be second, and I think I'm third. And then everybody else is like either, a year younger, 2 years younger, 3 years younger. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't want to get too much into that. We can go back to what we were talking about before. I'm sorry. But yeah.
Oh, no, you good?
Yeah, real quick. This actually stems all the way back because I wanted to say it at the time, but you were flowing with it, so I didn't want to jump in.
Who said what?
No. So when Cesar was talking about how the early recordings had happened, how you got to just kind of knock it out or you got to do it over or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It reminded me of how I used to record my first shits, man.
What's that?
Shit.
I used to have a dual CD recorder, right?
There we go.
I used to have a dual CD recorder, and it had a mic input, and I would plug the mic input in and have it hooked up to the computer in the back, and I would play the beat on the computer, and I would rap it to the mic, one take onto the CD, and then I would transfer the CD onto shit on the computer so I could put it out.
Oh man, that's fucking great.
Everything was
That's
one
fucking
take.
great.
Everything was one take. Everything.
Man, y'all, yo, you know what's crazy is I didn't record ever until I had already been out and about freestyling for people at parties, writing in a notepad every day, carrying a notebook in my pocket and shit. I didn't record till I was shit 22, but I had already done shows and stuff. Like it was a y'all know the era. Like it wasn't that easy to record. So I was already doing stuff, but then we started to record. And that was because there was this college in Arizona where you could record for free if you knew a student. Because the student needed to record for a certain amount of hours to get their shit. So you would meet a student and then they would be like, yo, I can record y'all for free. And we like, cool. So the first shit I ever did was recorded by students, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah. Like
wow,
that,
man.
like that type of shit.
Hey man, you gotta figure it out however you can, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey, that's like I'm glad people are hearing this because there's a lot of people now that don't understand. Yo, you had to figure out how to record back then.
yeah.
It wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna record my music. No, you had to fucking. I mean, it was a fucking journey. It was a goddamn scavenger hunt. It was a war. It was it was all of that just to record.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's also the people that don't even my early recording, early recording studio shit with the group Wastelands I was in. I mean, that was all analog. So like that was all DAT tape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Oh
right.
no, yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of people that don't even know what DAT tapes are now.
No, the first time I ever tried to record on DAT tape, the DATs broke. Shout out to my brother Pokerface, his producer Fade. The DATs broke. The first time I ever tried to record, I'm dog. Y'all don't understand. I got a brother 2 years older. He he had a deal and some shit. Like, so I'm looking up to him. And I had a chance to record a verse and the DATs broke, y'all. The A and the B DAT broke. And I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't understand exactly how DATs worked and shit. So I made a joke and shit and was like, I broke the DATs because my rhymes are fire. And the dude producing is like, that's not funny at all.
Right.
Like it wasn't funny at all. You know what I mean? And then I realized what was going on, and I was like, oh shit. But like people don't understand it's over. It's over. It's over for a while, actually.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I ever tried to record.
Man.
So it took a while after that. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Cesar, me and you are both studio engineers. When did you dive into that, really?
About 2001. And it was from watching Urel, and then Urel learned from Ninth. And then I started watching Urel and Ninth. And then when I was working on my second album, Paper Gods, I started in 2001. I was like, because, in JL, different cats making songs. And at that same time, when I'm working on my second album, Little Brother is forming. You see what I'm saying? So it's like different cats. So then you got Sean Boog, Agon Flow. So it's different MCs and producers and stuff needing to record. So I was like, I need to learn how to record myself because I don't need to have to like ask somebody when like, yo, it would be way more efficient if I could just do it. And then that would take the workload off, whatever. So that's when I started, 2001. And then I just been learning ever since. You know what I'm saying?
That's a little early. Do you feel like you were early on that?
I now thinking back, yeah. But of course, back then I didn't know.
No,
I didn't even know that was like a special skill or anything. I just thought like, I would just do what this is. I didn't realize that luckily I already had an innate ear, and I just learned how to consciously use it. You know what I'm saying? And improve.
And I figured out those programs and the things you're talking about like 3 years later, and I'm like, I was the same way.
Yeah.
This is like 2004, and I'm like, holy shit! I felt like I was ahead of my time. I'm like, I think I figured out some shit people don't know. Little did I know, people had been knowing it.
Well, I mean, the thing about it is, even back then, probably less people knew than you're giving credit to, because that's.
No, I know. You're probably right.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
Yeah, like because cats used to come to us. Well, I mean, some people still do, but it was like, yeah, like that skill is a lot of people don't want to learn that. They just want to go in the booth, rap, and then go do whatever they're doing, and you handle the rest. Like they don't want to learn that part of it, and it actually, to me, in my opinion, helps you become a better song maker, because
it does.
You can think about a song, you know, with your left and right brain.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're approaching it that way, and I feel like it just gives you an edge. You know.
100%. I think it gives you I 100% agree with you. I think the place it gives you an edge is arrangement.
True. There you go.
You know what I mean? Like if you start with a bridge and that bridge don't come back into the end, and so is it an intro, outro, or is it a bridge, or maybe you do it in the middle, and then now you got a hook, and then 2 verses, or that kind of shit comes from. I had to put where do the drums come in?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Where am I breaking these? That's or look, really, what I should say is that's how I attribute it to me.
Right.
That's how it helped me. Is, you know, and trust me, I came in terms of rapping to producing in that way and shit. I came into the game late on that. I had been rapping. Yeah, that was like I've been doing that. But that's when it was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It was like an epiphany. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you mean, you know, and I started singing more. You mean I can start singing first? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the shit dropped out, and then this come in, and then the drums come in, and you start realizing the bars with all that. That's the main benefit from that kind of shit. I just got excited and shit. I'm sorry, yo.
Right, man. Yeah, when you realize you're a producer, it's like, wow, I mean, hear Quincy Jones in this whole thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, I literally dove into engineering because I used to go to the studio with my group, and I wanted to do so much more. So I just taught myself how to record, and then I learned different different mixing techniques, different I would set my own presettings of how I would want everything, and then I would constantly do that to my vocals, and then I would tweak them here and there to get them to sound more crisp or whatever. And now, I mean, now it's gotten to the point where I'm trying to get on my Cesar Comanche shit, so where I'm editing other people's records now.
He took a sip so he could think about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So speaking of engineering credits, and I even told Ram I wanted to ask this even before you jumped into this shit.
Okay.
How does the boot camp click connection happen? This is a 2-part question.
Okay.
How does the boot camp click connection happen with Justice League? And do you have a Sean Price story since you mixed the Monkey Bars record?
Yeah, I didn't mix the whole thing. I mixed some stuff from it. So how it began was, I believe Ninth was in New York doing something, and then somehow he linked up with Drew Ha. And for those who don't know, Drew Ha is, Duck Downs, like the president, you know what I'm saying, of the label. Yeah. So they got a rapport and stuff. And then Drew was familiar with stuff we were doing as a crew. And it kind of like, I feel like it, because the whole crew idea, just like for you guys, it's like these cats, Boot Camp Click, Native Tongues, the list goes on. Like those are the crews we all looked up to, right? So they kind of like saw like kindred spirits, you know what I'm saying? So like one day they set up like we want to come down and record. And see, this was at a time where boot camp, and I mean I'm not saying nothing out of pocket because they've said this openly. They weren't really doing a lot. This was the early 2000s. They kind of was at a low point where a lot of them were like they weren't really gigging anymore. They weren't.
It was
really
right after their rise, and then kind of like dispersing a little bit. Yeah.
Right. And they just kind of went to regular grown up life for the most part. Most of them. And then Drew set up a time where it was, and it was crazy. So it was Buckshot, Smith and Wesson, and Sean Price and Drew Ha. They came down and got a hotel room and like stayed for a week. And they were here, right here this is Missy Ann, the studio I recorded right where I'm sitting. They was here for a straight week. Now you got to understand, like, we're all around the same age. I've never met these cats before because, of course, I was in high school when I first heard Black Moon.
Yeah.
So I told me like, yo, look, man, is this what we got to do?
Me too. By the way.
Right. Yeah. So so it was like, yo, like boot camp is coming down for a week. We about to record with these cats. And I was like, nigga, what? Like he was like, yeah, he was like, get ready, Comanche. I was
like how I get ready.
Well, and in my mind, I'm thinking like, because you got to think like we was growing up, like these cats. It wasn't obviously for the people, younger cats. Wasn't no social media, nothing like that. So what you knew of these cats was just what you saw in music videos and shit like that,
or heard on the record.
Right on the record. That's it. So I'm like, yo, what? It took me, I couldn't even understand. So when they came down, man, I didn't even know the thing. I was like, what is it going to be like, yo? Like, I was like, is these damn Brooklyn cats going to just be me mugging me and shit like the whole time? Like, you ain't down. Like, you know what I'm saying? And they was here, man, and it's crazy. It was like, we became a family in that week. Like, Sean P., like all those cats are exactly who you think they are.
Yeah, like
you
a
know
red
what I'm
man,
saying?
right? Like
Sean P. like treats you like and talks to you like y'all been knowing and jokes with you and jokes on you. Y'all been knowing each other for like 12 years.
I love that shit.
Yeah,
I'm very much like that myself.
Yeah, like that dude, man. He like recipes. Yeah, he is like the funniest. But like I'm telling you, the cats was like chilling. Like it was just like having some of your friends over. You know what I'm saying, that you've known for a long time, and that was how the vibe was.
And that was immediately, dog. Like on some fuck the rap shit, right? But on some, look, I'm gonna just say it, on some real nigga shit. Like it was like that immediately.
Yeah. It wasn't never no like cats like looking at each other like feeling each. It was never like that.
It was just like, yo, what up? Here, hit this.
Yeah. We just chilled and talked and laughed, made music for a week. And so we did like all the parts that we did for Sean Price for his first Monkey Bars album here.
Yeah.
Smith and Wesson, their joint. And then we did some Buckshot stuff, but another week, like a month later, Buckshot came down, and that's when we did the whole Ninth and Buckshot album here. And me and Ninth, all that stuff, it was me and Ninth recording like all that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, that's crazy.
And it's crazy, man. So I'm looking in like the CDs and I got them, and it's crazy for me to see in Boot Camp, like my name in Boot Camp Click
Yeah.
credits, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, yo, like
Yeah.
it's still just
Yeah.
us talking about it right now is making me feel crazy. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
that was like
Yeah.
back in 0405. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, but that
Oh, it don't matter when it was. Time don't exist, man.
right, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
When we collabed and they said it, they were like, man, I think it was Steele, General Steele, who said it. He was like, us messing with y'all is what brought us back. Because after that, they was back at it again.
Wow.
And like, that messed me
crazy.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they never looked back. After those 2 weeks and those 2 different months, us working together, like their whole stuff was revitalized and they was back at it again.
You know what? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't want to fucking fuck up the storytelling or anything, but check this out. You know how many times in hip hop history, right? In general, totally, I mean, the whole hip hop history, right? You know how many times there's stories of shit like that? We're like, yo, there was this real short period.
Right.
And if it wasn't for this real short period, this whole shit.
Like
how many times y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times y'all hear that story where it's like, yo, we sat there for like a week and then boom, 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 right? There's always this like rapid fire creativity that happens that makes history. Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times y'all hear that story? Isn't that an interesting thing? I mean, I just thought that was interesting.
It is. Man. It is interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a beautiful thing too, because it's like it shows that sometimes it's not this long creative process. Sometimes it's just the right people meeting and just it gels together and then boom, it's over. It's that quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's boom. Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's wild. It's and like, you know, we've been cool with that crew like ever since. And Sean P actually told me or us when he was in here that he was like, when people around his area was hearing they were coming down to North Carolina to mess with us. Like, he was like, a lot of cats was told them not to, like, don't go down there in North Carolina, some corny ass niggas. Like, that's exactly what he said. Cats said to him about coming down here, and he was just letting us know. He was like, yeah, cats was on that when they was getting when we were coming down here to work with y'all. I was like, wow.
Damn, that's crazy.
I mean, shit. How many lessons are coming in the CyphaDen chat tonight? That goes to show, don't listen to fuck face motherfuckers.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Don't listen to people that ain't got your best interest in mind, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, fuck, this is,
yeah,
you know, this is a goddamn meditative podcast. No, I'm just talking shit.
So do you have a crazy Sean Price story?
Not real. Like, the only, because it's like it's nothing that really sticks out, because he kind of, like, his antics.
It was every day.
It's just that's who he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just remember, like, when he was recording Heartburn, like, the way he was like dancing to the beat, he was dancing to the beat like this the whole time. He was rocking. Like, I'm not joking. He did that the whole time.
Yo, I almost spit out my drink, yo. Yo, I went off camera because I had to cover my mouth. I almost spit out my drink when you
like, never stop doing that.
In my mind, I pictured Sean P.
Because he was a big dude.
Peace. God bless. Oh man. Oh, that was funny.
Man. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, yo.
Yeah. I mean, we've only had one. Me and Sean have only had one real interaction. That was
great.
It was really on the phone. Like, we didn't really, because you know, he did a joint. Me and him did a joint, and it was basically, I called. Bernadette answered.
Okay.
And I was like, is Sean there? And then I'm trying to see if he did this verse or whatever. And then he told me he was hitting the studio tonight, and he like just rapped the verse to me over the phone. and that's like
Oh, wait, the verse
like
he wrote for the shit you said?
yeah, the verse
Oh
he
shit.
rapped it to me over the phone, and then he went in and hit the
You-
studio that night, and then I got the files the next day, and then that was the joint. The rest was history.
Wow.
But we didn't end up releasing it. I mean, nobody knew that shit was gonna happen. So yeah,
That's crazy.
rest in
Mm.
peace to Sean Price. But like, we
Yeah.
didn't even end up releasing it until like damn near right when he died.
Mm. Yeah.
So yeah, fucked
Pretty
up though.
crazy.
Right.
Wait. But he rapped it over the phone. What did you say when he said, "Yo, can I rap it over the phone?" Like, what do you? Yeah,
he
I mean,
well, yeah, he was like, let me. He was like,
that's crazy. Like,
he
I
was
don't know.
like,
It just doesn't happen much.
yeah, let me show you this shit. And then he
That's a,
rapped.
I'm just saying. Like, am I wrong, or is it just a kind of a different thing? Like, it's a different era. It's,
Well, I mean, there's
I
definitely
guess back
some
then it was normal. Yeah.
there's definitely people that I exchange verses with where I would do that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
like me and Carnage do that shit sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
true. Yeah,
Got you. You let them hear it. Like you just let them hear it beforehand.
yeah.
Yeah.
I spit verses to friends before yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I'll shut up.
dope. That's dope. That's dope how that connection happened, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
man,
then
for real.
and the other thing is the Little Brother documentary that came out.
Mhm.
I wanted to ask you um how you felt about how that was all put together and how the rollout was. Do you feel like it was a good
How you felt about it in general? I mean, shit.
yeah,
Um,
do you feel like it was you feel like it was put together right and properly and told the story properly, getting the info from all the people, and do you feel like it was rolled out properly to the people?
well, I feel like one, the quality, like let's just say I'm somebody just watching a documentary and I don't know anything, right? To
Okay.
me, the quality of that documentary was like exceptional. It was just like you were just watching any documentary about anything. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't feel in no way like, oh, y'all just doing y'all best to make something. Like
Like
it
they just threw
was
some shit out there.
right. Like it was well done. The little cartoons and all. I was like, this is
Yeah,
crazy.
that shit was
Yeah, yeah. Those is my favorite parts. Like I was like, this is amazing, right? And like the
Yeah.
humor, like the timing, but I know that's Fonte's mind. That's just how he is. But
Well, it's also a team of producers helping you
oh yeah,
gel it all together, right? Like
yeah, for
it comes
sure.
out perfect because everybody got a little say on each little part, and
Yeah,
it moves along. Yeah.
I feel
Sorry.
like in that time period, like let's just say what was it, like an hour and a half, something like that, hour and a half documentary.
Yeah.
I feel like there was no way to tell, in my opinion, the story um as accurately as it needed to be in that time period. Because we're just talking about, I didn't expect them to talk about like any JL Justice League stuff at all. I know they
Yeah.
brushed over that. I didn't expect that. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that they put any of that in there was cool. I just feel like, of course, and now it made me think about like all the documentaries I've seen, how like, okay, the people who probably were involved in that stuff, when they look at it, they're like, well, they left this out, they left this out. That's not who
Yeah.
said that. It was this
Do you see
person
it? Do you see it like that at all?
in this documentary. Yes,
Yeah.
some of the stuff is like it was some key things, but
Do you
I
fe-
felt
do you,
like they were
do you feel like they
being
would have had to made it long? They would have just had to make it 3 hours early. You know what I mean?
no,
Like,
no, no, no. I don't think that, because it's like, let's just say you film 3 hours and then you're in a situation where
and you
like you
still
gotta
only
now
do all of it. Yeah.
choose what's gotta go type. I feel like no matter what, some
I'm sorry.
key would have had to, like these the key things. You can't leave everything in, and I just feel like you're kind of like already fighting a lose. Even if you do something great,
Yeah,
you're
you can't
fighting a
win.
losing battle when you try to fit that much span of time in that little bit of time. And I feel like those constraints kind of curtailed certain things or whatnot. But I mean, honestly, it was stuff that was in it that I did not expect to be talked about. And I was like, oh wow, okay, yeah. But I think from my memory, from what I witnessed with firsthand and knew about it in real time, I don't feel like the stuff they talked about, any of it was fabricated. It's just, one, you're hearing it obviously from their point of view, and then Fonte and Pooh's point of view, and then two, it's like, again, the constraints, you have to choose what to leave in and what to leave out for the sake of the flow of the movie. So, but I dug it though, as far as just a piece of art and whatever, it was well done.
Yeah. Well, you answered all my questions I was thinking about asking.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was put together good.
I thought it was great.
My thing about it is, like you had said, how it was produced and put together. Even if you didn't know anything about it, it gave you the proper information. And I'll be completely honest. I know the first Little Brother record, but I don't know it. I don't know any history about Little Brother.
Right.
So
I'm different. I know
that documentary for me was information and inspirational, especially with how it ended, like how the ending went.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thought as I watched it, I do know some history. I am a fan, but here's the thing: I also knew that there was some whole other part, like you're saying, that was their perspective.
Right.
So I personally watched it as someone who couldn't watch it as someone who knew nothing. So I watched it as someone who knew a little bit and was like, "Oh, this is gonna be fun." You know what I mean? Just to see, what was this about? Because that's the shit that I love is, how did Quincy Jones and Michael make it? How did, you know what I'm saying? Like, whoever the fuck it is, I love that shit. I listen to Questlove's podcast for that reason. You know what I mean? Like, are you kidding me? They gonna tell me how everything was made? You know what I mean?
Right.
So I knew listening to it. Okay, I'm hearing this perspective, or watching it, I'm hearing this perspective. So that's the thing with that. But I thought it was incredible. I mean, like you said, like the way it was put together. But I'm not remiss on that. I'm not dumb to the fact that I know I'm watching a different one side. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think people who didn't know anything about it though might have got swayed away to maybe that it needs to be they need to do their own research. You know what I mean?
I can dig it. Yeah.
That's that, and I understand, but that's with a lot of documentaries with shit like that. That's the thing is you can never tell the whole story, like you said. Basically, in 3 hours, even you can't tell
you can't.
14 years, right,
exactly.
or whatever the fucking span of time may be. You know what I mean? You can't do it. You can't do it, and so it should never be expected. But if you can put together something that encompasses some part of that, cool. But I do hate when it misses all the people that were involved. That always sucks. And I don't mean to, I'm sorry if I'm being insensitive and saying this stuff, but shit, man, that sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Nah, it's like I said, I hope that was, and hopefully, what I was told was a big reason they did that documentary was so they didn't have to talk about it anymore.
Oh.
That was I was told that. I had a long conversation with Tay, and he said that was one of the reasons. He's like, so I just really like look at the documentary.
Yeah.
He just wants to be able to say that and keep it moving. You know?
And y'all all still friends. That's the thing, right?
Some of I'll answer the question. Answer that question.
All right. Never mind.
Sure.
So,
No. This is a legitimate question.
all right. So this has been the CyphaDen channel.
This will be the clip that we tag everyone in.
Right.
I didn't know what. I'm sorry. I was like, okay.
Now,
All right.
some of us are cool with each other, and we work with each other artistically still.
Yeah.
Some of us are cool with each other, and we don't work with each other artistically. And some of us don't work with each other artistically, and we're not cool with each other. And that's the 3 iterations of the Justice League. And it depends on who you're asking, who fits in what category.
And explain it so it doesn't seem as wild and petty. How many people was that?
15 people.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, and I'm not saying, I didn't mean to say that in a negative way, but I'm saying 15 fucking people, you can't expect 15 people to all just be like, yay.
Right. Exactly. And none of us grew up together.
So fucking much.
Right. Yeah. None of us grew up together. We all met each other when we were like through the ages of 19 through 22, 23.
Grown men.
Right. We already had lived a bunch of whatever growing up life. Then we met each other. And then the sad thing about it, when we first met each other, so we met, like just say we formed in 99. We didn't start getting to know each other really for the most part until 2009.
What?
Yes. So me and
Mike look, I'm thinking in my mind it makes sense timing wise, but I'm still just like, what?
Yeah, because we just dove into this thing, this music business none of us knew anything about. And so now in real time, we just met each other, and now we're supposed to be acts and making music and stuff. So it wasn't like and we didn't have the maturity to understand that we needed to take time to get to know each other.
Yeah.
And so now, even right now, some of us are still getting to know each other better right now in 2024.
Shit. Yeah, I got to know Danko. I don't even really like him that much no more.
Stop it right now.
I'm sorry, I had to break the series just a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, we do a podcast together, but we hate each other's guts. That's what it is.
No, it's my motherfucking homeboy. Yeah. I'm just talking shit. Everybody knows I'm talking shit. But that's crazy though. It really is.
So, speaking on that,
it shows you music can be made at any level.
Speaking on that, since some of y'all are still cool, like, was there an actual event that happened that disbanded the whole crew? Was there a specific thing that happened?
No. It was a bunch of different
like over time. It just kind of
a bunch of different. But the thing is, we're not disbanded. We're still a crew.
I mean, like, but I'm saying, like,
oh wait, no, wait, hold up, Danko. He just said they still a crew. So in what capacity?
We're in the crew in the capacity of, like, we created this thing, and it kind of just for each of us follows us from here on out. It's kind of like you're born in, like, let's just say whatever genetic family you're part of, right? You're part of that family regardless. If you're close, you might have a bunch of brothers and sisters or whatnot. You're close to some, you're not with some. Y'all are still
you might
siblings.
not like your uncle. Yeah.
Right. You may not talk for 10 years. You know what I'm saying? It's that type of situation for those of us that are still cool. So you know, like me personally, I'm real cool with some people. I'm cordial with some people, and I just don't, I just love some people from afar. I really don't get involved with them like that. You know what I'm saying? And like, you do you over there, I do me over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's like, it's just, that's what over time it evolved into, because some people, when you got to know them, you realize like, oh, we mesh and like our energy or whatever goes together well just as people. And then some people, the more you got to know them, you're like, oh, like I really don't mesh with this person, but we're already a family. It's like that type of situation. So it's just kind of like, it just is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel that. That reminds me of like, there's artists that I feel like I'm cool with, but they like, there's artists that have asked me to bring them on tour with me, and I'm just kind of like, we ain't on that. Like we ain't cool like that. To
Exactly.
where I would want to spend a week on tour with you. You know what I'm saying? And they're Ram's laughing. Come on, Ram. What do you got to say about it? What do you got to say about it?
I've spent 2 weeks on tour with you, so it's funny to me.
Yeah, but we got along.
I know.
Actually,
it was great. It was incredible. It was fun, but I just know what that encompasses. So when you, I'm just thinking of, I'm a comedian. Hey, yo, look, check it, Cesar, man. Look, check it out. I'm a comedian for real. Like I've actually done comedy, and I'm into that shit.
Oh, word.
And so, and I'm also MC and shit, right? So the thing is, I'm saying this thing, I'm laughing at what he's saying because he took me on tour twice, and so I've been on tour with him, and so it's funny to me because what he's saying is 100% true, and so I'm thinking of other people going on tour, and I'm thinking like, oh, nah, yo, yeah. Like I know who I am, but I'm like, they couldn't do that.
And there's a lot of people that have asked me.
So fucking funny, bro.
A lot of people that have asked me where it didn't make sense. I mean, like when we did the short run, it made sense.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't.
But I'm thinking of it from a comedian's brain. That's why I was laughing. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I'm talking about even like Cesar, when me and you, like when I booked the shows for us together, it was cool because like the vibe was dope. Even since the first show, the vibe was dope. I know we didn't roll in the same ride together, nothing like that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like, being at the shows together, the vibe was cool. But there's people that have asked me to go on tour where I'm just like, yeah, I fuck with you, like musically, like you're cool, but like the vibe, like why would you even think that I would want to tour with you? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know why the fuck that's so funny to me, man. It is, man. It's funny as fuck because most people would not. I don't know, man. Anyway, it's hilarious because most people wouldn't be able to fuck with your personality. Like me and you mesh. We good. You know what I mean? We laugh at the same shit. I think that's mostly what it is. If you can laugh at the same shit, you good. You go. Your personalities mesh. You know what I mean? But yo, I'm telling you, it ain't for the faint of heart rolling with Denku, son. And not in a bad way. Not in a bad way. But you gotta be ready. You gotta be fucking ready.
But Dinku, isn't it like super awkward? Because now you just brought me back. Because people have asked me like, yo, like to take them on the road with me too. Isn't it? It's super awkward when in your mind like there's no way in the world that I would take you on the road with me.
I instantly think that. Like, I instantly think it when they ask me. I instantly think it.
Yeah. It's such a hard. I honestly get mad at them inside me because I'm like, how dare you make me feel this way? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just so awkward because you're just thinking to yourself, like, oh God, man, I feel y'all
are better than people. I've never been in y'all positions. Y'all are better than people than me. Because I'll be like, nah, I can't roll in the car with you for 7 days. Holla. Nope.
Yeah, I'm not that straightforward mean about it at all. I let him down real graceful. I let him down real graceful.
Oh, you got to be real with people. Otherwise, they never understand who they are.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I really feel that way. I feel like if everybody was just honest a little more, then people would understand who they are. I can't roll the car with you because our personalities don't match where I can roll in the car with you for 7, 8 days. Sometimes if you're just honest, that's not mean. That's just honest. That means me and
It's
you personally can't
it's
do
real.
7 days in the car. And
It's
I know
real.
that.
It's real, but
That's not mean.
no, okay, it's not really, but
But it is. It is.
you know how people take things, and you know
That's
how,
my point. It is, but
Right.
like with the, okay, well,
I don't got that. I don't
that,
got that.
and I understand,
I
and
just
you're
don't,
right.
you know,
No, you're right. A lot of people
Yeah.
should be like that,
it
but at the
sucks.
same time, look at how people take even constructive criticism when you're not even trying to be mean. They get
No, you're right.
so hurt
Yeah.
about it.
No,
When
you're
you
right. But that,
even when you
yeah,
break it
I'm
down.
frustrated by it. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to music and business and going on tour and things like that, you have to be that blunt because people have to understand who they mess with. Look, we don't mesh. Move along. Figure it out another way.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
wrong
I
with
mean,
that? What's wrong
yeah,
with
I
that?
feel you. But a lot of times more for me is not even the meshing thing, but it would lead to the not meshing. It's the fact that they're not ready for that yet.
Oh, you're saying like business
Mm.
wise, music wise.
Music, like work ethic wise, business,
That's
being
fucked the mess.
professional wise, like because you already know if you take this on, that means that you're going to have to now do all the heavy lifting, and they're going to have you in a position where like that tour is hell for you. They're going to think it's cool as hell. They're going to be having the time of their life, but your ass is going to be stressed the fuck out the whole time. You're going to be down thinking about this or that. Like the fact that they don't even got no merch, like nothing to sell, but they want to
Well,
go
I mean,
on
to be
tour.
honest, that's how I went on tour with Deku
Oh
at the
wow.
time.
Yeah, you couldn't have
Is
went
I
with me,
didn't have
brother.
merch. You know, I know I'm saying, but this is years ago. But I'm just being honest.
Okay.
That's how I went on tour with Danku. Is I just went on and plan to get further. Life happens. That's the way it
I can
was.
dig it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but the next tour you
But
had shit. You had shit the next
okay,
tour.
and I was yeah. I mean, that was what I was gonna get to. But it did propel me a little further to where you see what I'm saying.
Did.
So, so I understand that. But I just wanted to be honest for the folks to say that, hey, you could be in any position, but it's what you do after that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's true. That's
You
true.
know what I mean?
Like
So
at least
yeah,
learn from it and then be like, okay, this is what I
yeah,
got.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you're right. You can't just do that. And I learned that, but it was a hard one. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
you know, I mean, Dank would tell you, I went on tour with her, and and he's making money. I'm sitting there like, well, shit. Okay, I'm just
You just
doing some
looking
shows,
crazy. Just
and I
rapping
was
and just hanging
grateful
out.
as fuck. No, wait, but
Okay.
grateful as fuck. Had one of the
Right, right.
greatest times of my entire life, for real, and
Did.
grateful as fuck. But I was like, oh, I learned, I watched. I mean, and Danku knows that shit. I ain't got to sit here and make this a fucking Grammy Awards for Danku. But I'm just saying, I'm just fucking
Word, man.
with
I can dig that. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, no, I'm saying, but no, but that's real shit. But I just wanted to reiterate how much you're right. So I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and Cesar, you were speaking on professionalism. I mean, professionalism in music today is crazy. Like
Yeah.
it's so lacking. Um, just from just from being on the inside looking out. Like when I'm
Yeah.
when I'm there in the places I'm at and I'm looking around me, like doing random shows in different cities and seeing, some of the opening acts and seeing even like the promoters, the people that book the shows, like the professionalism is crazy.
Mm.
Like nowadays, it's real crazy to me.
Oh, you talking about like the level has gone up?
No,
Oh,
no, no,
damn.
no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
not at
Okay. Got
all.
you. Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
at all. Like it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's real terrible. I
Damn.
and I've told this. I think I've told this story on another episode, but
You told them many episodes of different podcasts.
but
But
it's
yes,
but it's
I'm just playing. I'm totally joking with you.
it just makes me think. It makes me think of the first show I did with Onyx, right?
Okay.
No, you only told this
In-
once before. You good?
So the first show that I did with Onyx was in Springfield, Missouri, like the most random place you would ever think of
Mhm.
in Onyx show to happen.
Right.
Like when I heard there was a show in Springfield, I was like, oh, I tried to book Springfield before, never could book it. Onyx is playing there. I could probably get on the show. Let me go do this show and see what it's about. We get there. I'm the co-headliner.
Oh,
I'm not on the flyer at all.
Oh, wow.
Not on the flyer at all. There's 15 opening acts.
Yo, actually, we talked about this last episode.
Like it's a festival.
Wow.
Like it's a festival.
It's mad funny still. It don't mean bad, right? Yeah.
Right? It's 15 opening acts.
Yeah,
Every opening act raps over their vocal. Every single one.
Yeah, man. So
and then it gets done, and they're getting ready to introduce Onyx. And I'm coming to the side of the stage, and they're like, well, who are you? Who are you? I was like, well, why don't you just go ask Onyx? I'm the co-headline. Like, I did the sound check. I did all this shit. You guys didn't put me on the flyer. It is what it is, but I'm here right now. I'm gonna open for the headliner. So
yeah.
It's like let's go. Like Onyx's DJ came out, sets me up, get ready to go. They don't even know what the fuck's going on. I introduce myself. I ask people who's ready for Onyx. Crowd gets crazy, whatever, all that shit. I had the crowd in my hand the whole time. But then literally, this is the craziest thing that happened to me. Or the craziest thing about it is all these people paid $25-$30 to get in.
Right.
For their whichever fucking opener they're there for. I don't even know who they're there for. I open up, I'm killing it. I get the crowd to respond real nice. Nice crowd. I get done. Onyx comes out just right after, smashes shit.
Yeah.
Half the crowd is gone now.
Yep.
And I'm like, what just happened?
That's the way it goes.
Like, what is going on? Like, this is the headline. Like, where y'all, like, what? Like, y'all so paid for this shit.
That's the way it goes, because he told
us the way it goes, man.
Like,
I'm telling you, Cats is not trying to hear that much rap. They not.
No, but finish.
Entirely too much rap.
Man,
and that's the real.
Go ahead. I just don't understand.
I'm sorry. Yeah,
I just don't understand. Like this is the reason the show happened.
Right.
And y'all not even going to stay for the reason the show even happened.
Right.
Like what? And like what is that?
Cat, man, that's the messed up thing about it is cats don't care no more, man. So that's why, like, let's just say if I was there at that show that you're talking about, because matter of fact, I did it. Okay. And I'm not even trying to, okay, you know, the show we did in Minnesota together, I'm not even going to say the city, but you know the show we did in Minnesota together. Yeah. It wasn't Minneapolis, is the others further west, right?
Yeah.
You remember, it wasn't 15, but to me, it was too many people on that bill.
Yeah, it was.
Right? And then I went to the promoter and I said,
too many? What's too many?
Probably like 8, 7, 8.
It was probably something like that, yeah. But
in like 2 or 3 hours or some shit?
That's still too many for me. I don't even like that many.
Especially when
but I'm saying like 2 or 3 hours or something like that.
Worth of opening acts? Yeah, it was probably about that.
Yeah, but it felt like it would feel like 15 hours because you know they're not good. You know what I'm saying? So the thing was, I moved because it was me, Malls, and Dinku who were at that show.
Yeah.
I went to the promoter and moved our slots to the middle. As soon as I saw the daggone thing, I was like, nah. I was like, Dinku, Malls, and myself going in the middle. You put half of them after us, half of them before, because I already knew that what just happened to Onyx and Dinku at that Missouri show. That's what always happens at these shows, because the messed up part about it is it's like even your merch sales, you're not going to sell most of your merch until after you've performed. You know what I'm saying? Like you might get a handful, 1 or 2 sales before, but then after you rock, then people like, oh snap. But when they screw you because you're the only one there 9 times out of 10 with merch or whatever, and you know you need to pad your bag with that. And when you rock, if you go on at the end, like it's the same situation, everybody's gone. So like for me, I'm like, I'll go in and I'll completely change the order of the set, because going in the middle a lot of times is where the headliner should go, in the middle of the show. Because that end of the show ain't it. It ain't it, man.
It's only it if you're Kanye.
Right, exactly.
Oh, of course. I mean, yeah, you gotta be.
Yeah.
You gotta be on that. You gotta be on that level of success for that to be it where you should be at.
Exactly. But this day and age, because see, back in the day, like let's just say the zeros.
I gotta use the bathroom. I was back here. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Do your thing, brother. The zeros, you could more get away with that. You know what I'm saying? Like up to 2010, but when it started getting them 2015, 16, 18, once it started getting in there, yeah, going at the end of a show is like death. Like, and like you said, unless you 100% know that the entire crowd already, that city or town already knows you like that, and you got crazy fans there already, or you are Drake or somebody. Those are your 2 options.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate to hear that. And it's like crazy because with Onyx, it's like 15 other acts plus you and Onyx. That's crazy.
It was insane. I felt like I was standing by my merch table for like 10 hours.
Yeah, it sucks, man. Yeah, I hate that for y'all. That's whack.
Yeah.
But I don't know if Onyx, because see, a lot of times, a lot of cats who are older than us, I feel like when some people are well able to adapt to how like the vibe changes, and I feel like a lot of people are stuck with how things were when they were at their peak. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Onyx has done enough shows to where they should have known, like once they saw that, or maybe they didn't know at all what it was going to be. You know what I'm saying?
They don't really tour the U.S. like that.
That's right.
They internationally have great success. Like they sell out shows overseas.
Dig.
You know what I'm saying? And then they're play on the West Coast where they're staying at now, and the West Coast, it's like okay. It's like what I heard happens with East Coast artists. When an East Coast artist tries to tour in the Midwest,
right?
Nobody cares. Nobody gives a shit who you are. If you're coming from if you were popping in the East Coast in the early days,
right,
and you want to tour now in the Midwest, nobody cares who you are. A lot of people don't even know who you are.
Right.
Unless they're a real hip hop head. I've witnessed it tons of times. There's there's people that want to come and they're like, I'll come out that way.
It's not that they don't know it.
No, it's definitely that they don't know it. It's definitely
I think it's that they know, but they don't care enough to go buy tickets and go out for a show.
Well, there's
both of y'all are right though. Both of y'all are right.
There's definitely part of both of them.
In the Midwest, that are fans of Onyx, they just didn't go to that show. It was a bunch of kids who were.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I think they're a victim of people who actually go out.
Right.
And how to market those people. And I think that's the hardest thing to do these days is, there's still good music from many different ages and many different eras, and all of it can be fucking dope. The thing is, how do you market to those people that are going out?
Right. Very true.
Now, there is an increase in our age group and older than us even going out, which is interesting, and being more social. There's an increase in that too, and also an increase in everybody staying home, which is a weird thing depending on the group you're in, right? But so I think that's a hard thing is how to market those people. I don't think it's that they just don't care. I think if some of the young crowd heard Onyx, you know what I mean? It's just, but how do you get Onyx to the young crowd? I think that's the real fucking discussion is how do you market yourself to the young crowd and everybody? And how do you get yourself to them just to hear it even? You see what I mean?
Right.
And
Right.
salute to Onyx, by the way, because they doing all
Right,
they
for
doing
sure.
what they doing. You know what I mean? I just want to say that, but because I hadn't been in here, I missed some shit. But what I'm saying is like, yeah, I don't think it's that young crowd earlier, or when you were saying the crowd that came to see a bunch of other artists and then left, right? I don't know if it's that they didn't want to see Onyx. They just might not know who the fuck Onyx was, and that's unfortunate. But the thing is, the conversation is then how do we get these groups that are amazing, like rock and roll has done for fucking ever,
Right.
is kept their groups relevant. I think the conversation is how do we keep our groups relevant? You know what I mean? Because I mean, there's groups that sucked in the 60s and 70s, but people fucking know them. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, I mean, we're coming to the point where there's hip hop groups that suck too, but at the time they were out, but they're known. You know what I'm saying? We're just getting it. It's like we're babies, but they're teenagers or fucking grandparents.
Adults or
You know
whatever.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Really, grandparents, and we're teenagers. You know what I'm saying? And that's the real conversation to me. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to infiltrate the conversation, but that to me that's a big deal when it comes to that shit. Is that we haven't had the chance to get to that point where the younger crowd comes out for us because our younger crowd is still us, nigga. Like,
Well, is it okay? Okay, well,
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm
well,
exaggerating.
well,
But you see what I'm saying?
Cesar, you have the experience of international and
Right.
national touring. So what is that? What does that difference look like? I've never toured internationally. I don't know
Okay.
the vibe. I don't know the vibe from international to
Right.
national. All I know is what the national vibe is, and I can tell you exactly where shit's gonna pop, and I can tell you where shit's gonna be like maybe, and I could tell you completely where not to go. Like I could do all three of those things.
Dig. So the vibe there is, I feel like a younger percentage of people, like masses, depending on what country you're in, right? They are more boom bap heads percentage wise than that same age group in the United States. Does that make any sense?
100%.
So like,
yeah.
So boom bap is still a big thing for a younger group of people in other countries than it is here. And I feel like because the United States kind of is jaded when it comes to a lot of music genres that are called like westernized music genres because they come from here, like 99% from, Black folks and stuff like that. But when you go to, like, let's just say, I don't know, let's say you go to Poland, right? When you're in Poland, it's not like you're in Milwaukee or you're in New York or whatever, where there's Black people just walking around. So that culture, that whatever is just around you. So when you're over there, and like even in France, like I've done shows in Paris, where there's plenty of Black folks, but they're not Black per se as our definition of.
They're not U.S. Black culture.
They're from the country they're from.
Right.
They're not a mystery like we are here. We're just a conglomerate of different tribes that we don't necessarily know what tribe we're from.
Do,
You know what I'm
do they
saying?
even call themselves black?
I think they do because we've made that word, African Americans have made that word
Popular.
a thing. If we
Yeah,
didn't make
yeah,
that word a thing, I don't think they would ever do that. They would just
yeah.
call themselves Kenyan
They
or
would call them French.
Ghanaian.
They would be like, I'm French.
Well, they would be like French,
French Canadian,
Algeria,
French.
French,
Yeah.
like
Whatever it
whatever.
is.
But
Right.
they have
Yeah.
the history and the roots and the culture. They still have that, like from the essence. They still all have that. Once you leave this country, people have still the essence. And of course, there's people here like that. But when you go there, and of course, there's different people, like how Dinku is cool with the Snow Goons. Like I'm cool with DJ Legal too, and Manu, all them, because I met them back when I was touring in Europe, like heavy. But they're doing their version of boom bap. But when we go there, we're doing like what inspired them. Those of us who are good at that are doing like what inspired them to do that. So we're kind of like if you're good at it, like the original article, and they see it in reverence. Just like if some Italians came over here and did an opera, we're like, oh, we're seeing like the actual cat who did it and who like we respect. Like if you know the names and stuff, like, oh, I want to see, like it's cats who can sing opera here too. But you're seeing like, oh, these are the original cats. So it's like a thing of respect, more of a respect. If you're good at it, like you just can't, and like people think that, oh, I could just come from the United States and they're gonna love me. And like that's a misconception too. Like, no, you gotta be dope. It ain't just you just go over there, and because a lot of cats have made that mistake, and there's names, and I will not say their names, that have gone over there and made that mistake.
Please say their names.
Nah, I'm not gonna say their names.
They've
gone over there and laid eggs because they just went over there like, y'all should just be honored I'm here attitude, and that don't work.
I love that kind of shit. I'm sorry, I love that kind of shit. I love egos getting deflated. I find joy in it because I don't have that ego, so I find joy in it. It's funny to me. But anyway, go ahead.
And that's the thing. It's just it is and so that's why Onyx, they're from the like, you know, golden age of the rap music, right? So when they go over there to Europe, everybody is like, yo, these are like, they listen to it still and they're like, these are the gods. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's why Das Effects, them, Master Aids, the list goes on and on.
The list, I'm about to say, plenty. Make money all day, hand over fist. And
like, I was just one of those people who was a young cat, you know, younger than those people, killing it over there. And like our JL sound or whatever reminded them of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like the soulful boom bap and the rich, everything, you know, the gritty drums and all that. Like they loved it. And like, what also helped us is that all those older crews like Hieroglyphics, and we were just talking about BCC, you know, Pete Rock, DJ Premier, all those cats loved us, like my crew, you know what I'm saying? So that helped us too, because they were like, yo, like they were just embraced by that type of thing. And these cats from North Carolina, and that was another thing, like nobody was thinking about, don't get me wrong, we were not the first. Like, of course, even Lords of the Underground are from New Jersey, but they formed in North Carolina. You know, Black Sheep formed in North Carolina.
Yeah.
We were like a bunch of cats.
I didn't. You know what's funny? I didn't know Lords of Underground there, but I knew Black Sheep, but I didn't know Lords of Underground.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
And Gag Fu Front, and you know, different cats. But we were the first that people actually thought of North Carolina.
Absolutely. That's a no-brainer.
Right. Yeah. And that was another thing that was kind of a, you know, we can't recreate that. Like, we just happen to be the cat. Somebody else could have did it before us. We just happen to be those cats that did that. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you didn't happen to be. You created it. I mean, like,
yeah.
Give yourself some credit, my brother.
Okay, thank you, brother. But like, but no, like, I feel like if you go somewhere, you get in with the right people, like getting out of this country and you go and kill it, and you really rip it, dope music, dope whatever, you can really build. I feel like you can build something, and it helps you here too, because when people, it's like I got the same songs, my music sounds the same, but when people learn or in their perception of mind, like, oh, he's toured internationally, then they perceive you differently. It shouldn't be that way, but they do.
You're
So
saying
like,
you're saying the average person?
like if they understand, like how Dinku just said that, like me walking down the street, you wouldn't know that. But let's just say the person beside you knows that and tells that person, like, yo, that he done toured and blocked this place, then they perceive you differently.
Yeah,
and
that's
then
true.
you're a bigger deal to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just all that stuff helps. And I mean, it's an experience. And like, yeah, you know, I don't blame them. It's cats that I know that are from when we were growing up, we were listening to them. They live over there. Like, they visit United States, but they live somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? And it's a thing. It's just like, yeah, it's hard, man, because like you said, it's people even my age, like, don't go out to shows like that. It's like certain type of shows they'll go to, you know, depending on who it is. It's got to be like some huge name.
Well, how old are you?
Man. I'm 47.
How old am I? Shit, I'm 45. I had to think about it. I'm 45. That's what I'm saying. I'll be 46 in April, so I'm 46 basically. But you know, I'm still saying I'm 45. I'll be 46 in April until the fuck I turn 46 in April.
Nice. And that's the thing, man.
So I feel you on that though. I really do. Yeah.
It's the age group, so it's like somebody that's in their 20s or whatnot, unless they just a special, like, hungry for music or hungry for art, whatever type cats. They ain't worried about me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's who's at these shows that we're trying to book and perform in front of. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like we're in a weird space, you know?
Yeah. Yo, let me ask y'all a question, actually, because I actually, this is a conversation I had right before I came on this podcast. And my friend Whitney, she might be watching. And I had said a punchline, and I said something about John Candy, something in the movie from The Great Outdoors. I don't know if y'all both remember that movie.
I love Great Outdoors.
I know y'all both. I knew y'all both know that movie, right?
Yes.
But now, being the age we are, but the year it is, do y'all write that punchline?
I do.
I do too. Okay, I do too. But I told her, I was like, I don't know if I use that punchline, but I might change it because the punchline before it was current, so I could kind of, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
The punchline to start off was current, and then I went to that old one, and I was like, I don't know, I might not do that because of, you know. And it's my best friend. That's my best friend. And so I was like, I talked to her like that, like, oh, should I do this? You know,
I think it's kind of like
y'all will both write that one, huh?
Hell yeah.
Well, I think it's where your mind comes from, but I think it's kind of a teaching thing for people that pay attention to lyrics.
Right.
Oh, I like that. You're right. Yeah. I remember thinking that before the podcast. Like this conversation, y'all, it happened 15 minutes before the podcast. So, like when I came in here, I had just got off the phone, and then but maybe 20 minutes. But so I'm glad that popped back into my mind because I wanted to ask y'all
what Dick said though. Like he was like, it teaches you. So like, like let's just say The Great Outdoors just comes on randomly on TV, and like I had never seen it, but I heard
TNT.
Yeah, exactly. I heard your verse, And then if I pay attention, it's like I might not have understood it. I was like, that sounds cool, but I don't get what that means.
And
And
then
then
you
all of a
do.
sudden, I'm just like,
And then,
oh snap! Like
and then you
that's
go
what he was
back.
talking
And
about.
then you go back.
Yeah,
And then you tell 5 of your homies that's
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
great. It's
Yep.
fun when that happens because I still do that
Yeah.
now because I don't
Oh
get
man, all
every
the time.
reference that everybody
No,
makes to everything,
look,
you know?
I'm glad y'all said that because that's how I think, and I was wondering if other people, other MCs thought like that. So I'm glad
Oh,
it
yeah.
popped back in my mind.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah.
Um,
That was the fun moment brought to you by. No, I'm playing.
Yeah.
I mean, we've been keeping you for a minute, say, so I don't want to keep you too much longer. There's one thing, we're based off us talking about touring and artists,
Yeah.
that tour more overseas or whatever. So there's this thing that happened recently, and I just wanted to ask your opinion on it. Even yours,
Okay.
Ram. I want your
I hope
opinion
this
on it
isn't
too.
funny. Every
No,
time you bring up
I
something, I'm worried that I'm about to be
no,
fucking just
I,
rolling.
I
Go
want
ahead.
both of y'all opinion on it.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I saw recently, uh, you know, Slick Rick did a tour. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he stopped, he did a Milwaukee stop. I didn't go to the show. I'm not
Oh.
a huge Slick Rick fan. There's some joints I like, but I wouldn't consider myself a Slick Rick fan. Much respect to what he did for hip hop and the culture
Yeah,
and all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
But personally, music, there's a couple joints. That's about it. I wouldn't
Mm.
consider myself
Yeah,
a big
I
fan.
wouldn't go listen. I wouldn't go. I
But
don't listen to him much, but I would 100% go to any possible show I can go to.
here's the
Right.
thing.
That's that's
Here's
it.
my thing
Yeah.
about it. I want to know what you think about. I get it's hard to make money in music now, especially in the US. I completely understand this. But if I was a hardcore fan, would I be upset that in order to even take a photo or get an autograph from Slick Rick, I have to throw another $100?
Wow.
Wait. I think I'm confused.
Slick
Wow,
Rick
that's
was
like
charging $100 just to take a picture or for him to sign anything that you brought.
I'm not confused.
honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. Like
Wow.
if cats would do it, then that's on them. But me, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'll just be
Yeah.
happy to be at the show.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, I'm gonna be real with you. Like I'm looking at it from both ways. I'm not mad
Yeah.
at them for doing it because it's kind of like if cats will pay,
Well, plus, I mean, money is
and it's
whack.
kind of
Money
fits.
is
It
whack.
kind of
Money
fits.
is whack here.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like for
Money,
hip hop,
money is what?
money is whack in hip hop here.
Right. For sure. Um,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like I feel like if you can get away with it and you're on that, it's not really my thing because honestly, it's on brand for him anyway because he's like Slick Rick the Ruler or what, you know what I'm
I
saying?
mean,
But like for me to do it, even if I was big and like I had the same type of vibe and brand, it don't fit me. I would look crazy.
you're like, I wouldn't do it, but I can't knock him.
Right. I would look crazy doing it, even if I was
Yeah.
as big or bigger than Slick
Yeah.
Rick because it don't
Yeah.
fit my brand. But for him,
I
he's
agree.
always been the luxurious ruler. He got like jewels all over him. Like he's like a sultan or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's
but
his
there's
brand.
but there's even indie artists doing this. There's indie artists
Oh, okay.
selling
Here's the
VIP
thing.
packages for pictures and autographs.
Here's the
This
thing.
is a real thing that happens.
Hey, I'm gonna say the same shit, man. Look,
Yeah.
if there's people that'll do it, fuck it. But at the same time, I wouldn't do it. And also at the same time, I think for a picture, Slick Rick is the rule is tripping.
Yeah.
For an autograph that you can sell later, because pictures ain't nothing now, right?
Right.
Everybody got pictures.
Right.
But for an autograph, something like that, that's your actual personal thing that you can sell later and it'd be worth something on a fucking, I don't give a fuck if it's Slick Rick the Ruler on a fucking baseball glove. I don't give, I mean, whatever it is, right? that's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
you
different. So
yeah,
if somebody
you
wants to
could
pay for
sell
that, then
autographs. Yeah, I get it.
you see what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it depends on what it is. But mostly I feel like, hey, if a dumb motherfucker's gonna pay for it,
Yeah.
me right now sitting in my crib, if I walk outside, right, and I put up a sign like, hey, I just got elected mayor, give me money, and people
Right.
drop money in a bucket, I'm not supposed to take it.
Yeah.
You see what
Yeah.
I'm
I
saying?
mean,
Like, just simple as that. Like, it's, yo, if people want to pay for my
I
likeness and shit,
yeah.
I'm not going to hate on nobody.
I'm
I'm
not mad
not doing
either.
it.
Because
But
if you're
you know,
if you're able to
I
pull that off, I'm actually impressed if you're able to pull like how you say indie cats
yeah,
are doing this. I'm like,
they are.
yo,
They
like you
are
might
doing
be a
it.
like this is the Rick
genius.
Ross
Like,
of
like
There
yo.
are indie people doing it. There are
Right.
indie people doing it, and they're selling VIP packages where you
and
can meet and greet and take a
Yeah.
picture with them in the back, whatever, whatever.
Yeah, man.
But the
If
thing
they can
is,
get away with it,
I
but
mean, if
that's
you
the
can get
thing.
if you can get your
But me,
2,800 fans to do it, and you make some money, fuck
okay,
yeah.
but I'm an artist, but I'm also a fan of hip hop. I'm a
Right.
fan of certain artists. If
Yeah.
I was a fan of somebody and that's the only way that I can interact with them is if I buy a VIP package, I'm damn near not as big of a fan of you now.
I'm 100% never a fan of them again.
That's what I'm
That's me.
saying. Like
That's me.
like
But here's the thing.
that lowers how I feel because I'm also
I
an
agree with
artist
that.
and I know I would never do it.
well,
I
see,
agree
no,
with that.
I feel
And
I
I agree
feel
with that.
you.
But I'm not doing it myself, but I can't knock them doing it if they can get
Right.
it.
Because here's the
There's a difference.
problem though. Here's the problem. Like, I don't really see it as a good or bad thing. I feel like honestly, I'm just being real. If you can do that, then do that shit. Because the reason why is
Yeah.
because I see like I don't know, like freaking I don't want to even say that name. I want to say like
You can
big
say
artists.
fucking. You can say
Big
fucking. It's
artists
okay.
do it. Like big artists do that same thing. Like they got that from like people who do stadiums. They do that same thing. You gotta buy like the meet and greet is before the show, and
Yep,
you have to
yep.
buy an extra expensive ticket for them to come out, sit on stage, and y'all can ask them questions and shit.
I
Like-
actually just didn't go to a comedy show because I didn't want to do that, and that was the only tickets available.
Okay,
besides
was the meeting the
horrible
special?
seats? Yeah.
Yeah.
Besides horrible seats. Anyway, yeah.
And I feel like rap music, even though like it is a it shouldn't be seen like it can't do what any other genre of music is doing. I just feel like I feel what you're saying 100%, Dinku. I just feel like we need to look at rap cats the same way we look at like Bon Jovi or the same way we look at
similar to what we were talking about earlier. Yeah.
Right. We need to look at them the same way. And if they're doing that, I feel like especially it's like Slick Rick, for example, I feel like he's somebody that is the same as like, now don't get me wrong, you can't equate like sales and notoriety, whatever. But to me, not Leonard Skinner, but like
Aerosmith
or whoever is to like 70s rock. That's what Slick Rick is to mid and late 80s rap. You know what I'm saying?
I would say Aerosmith's a perfect example.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I know too many white people. I don't know.
and trust me, like I said, I feel what you're saying, Dinku. I just don't want us to look at like we got to shortchange ourselves.
Oh no, I understand what you're saying. I totally get that. I just feel like it's for me on a personal level. It's bringing. If I'm a huge fan of you, that shit's brought down. Because just because I'm also an artist, and I know I would never do no shit like that. But at the same time, I get what you're saying, and I also get that people ain't making money off their music no more.
Right.
So how else you gonna make money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get it. In that sense, I get that.
Yeah.
But that's part of why I say like I'm not mad at it. Now, and I can be a fan still, and I also wouldn't do it.
Right.
Right? Like, let's say I'm gonna just give you a random artist. Let's say I like John Mayer.
Right. Right. Right.
And John Mayer fits all three categories where he does some shit I wouldn't do, but I still like his music, which I actually
Right.
do like a few John Mayer songs, right? But then I like his music, and but at the same time, you know, he's a piece of shit over here, right? Like, you see what I mean?
Yeah.
That can all exist at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just don't fuck with John Mayer no more. I might not buy his next album. I'll probably listen to it when it comes on the radio and turn it up. Or you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People go
I
through
get
these
it.
dilemmas all
Yes.
day. They go. This happens all the time. I mean, that's,
And I'm gonna add something else. It's not like close to like what anything I'm sure Slick Rick has to deal with, but I've been in situations where I go places and mostly shows in, you know, these type of circles, and somebody wants to talk me to death, or a few people want to come talk me to death. And like I'm working. Obviously, if I'm on a show, I'm there. I'm enjoying being in a new place and seeing how this town gets down or whatever in that little snapshot. But I'm at work. And
Yeah.
cats will come and get in front of your merch table and straight block the whole situation and want to talk to you about I don't know what, because it's like this is their chance now to talk to you. They've been listening to your music for 15 years, and now everything I've thought of, now I want to talk to you about it right now while you're working.
Well, that's different. Hold on. That was
And
very
I'm trying
specific.
to
Hold
like,
on. Slow down.
Oh shit. You want to shout them out? I mean,
nah, it's too many
No.
people to shout out.
Hold
It
on.
happens too
Wait,
much.
bro.
oh man.
Yeah, I feel you. I understand. That shit was wild though. You went like, yo, you act like that was a very specific situation.
Man,
And
no,
you-
that's very specific situations.
Yeah.
And I can understand,
Yeah.
like, look, you want to holler at me, you drop a C note, you can talk to me. Sometimes, like, because it's like annoying because you're blocking. I can't concentrate
Exactly.
on what I
Hey.
need to be doing.
Hey, and you know what that's the equivalent of like someone on a more underground tip like I am? That is the equivalent of a rapper wanting to rap a verse to me in my ear while somebody else is performing.
That's happened to me too.
Yo,
I've been rapped all the way to the car, closing the door, rolling up the window,
Yeah.
and driving off. They still going in.
The
I'm
thing
like,
about that is I don't understand what is that for?
I don't
What is
know.
that for? I'm
I
like,
don't know.
I'm like,
what do you
bro,
mean?
I don't own a label. I'm not gonna sign you. Why are you rapping?
What? What do you mean? They're just trying to get a little more clout. That's it.
I don't know, man. I swear I don't know what it's for. Cause it's like I'm just hearing raps. Like, okay,
Yo. I never really try to think about what the clip is gonna be, but
It's funny. It's funny. I have a specific example. Somebody rapped to me in my ear.
oh fuck.
Someone rapped to me in my
Yeah,
ear before I
motherfuckers
went on
hilarious.
stage, and he had dandelions in his nostrils.
wow.
I'm sorry, what? Wait a minute, like the yellow part was right
Yes,
here.
like the yellow part was sticking out of his nose.
Wow. Yo, you almost
It's the longest silence in this history of the CyphaDen chat
yo,
podcast.
you almost got by some The Last of Us type shit, yo. Like that was cordyceps, B. Like
Yeah, he was rapping to me, and he had dandelions in his nostrils. That's
wow.
exactly what happened.
That's crazy. So when you brought up the Slickwick thing, what we're
I
talking
don't know
about now is what was going through my mind, making me understand like this is situations where I understand why cats just got sick of getting wrapped under the table when they trying to like just live life.
I guess I kind of get it. I kind of get it.
Because it's like too much. Like
Yeah. 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 So now I guess I'm at the conclusion where I understand Slick Rick.
Right.
I mean,
Because like you gotta think if it happened to you, imagine if you were Slick Rick. Then you imagine how many people was like, yo, this is my chance. He's here in the building.
I mean,
Can I touch the eye patch? Can I touch the patch?
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. Like, yo, like I'm just trying to.
Some days,
and you can't like. And the thing about it is, it's a razor blade of where you handle stuff because it's just you and maybe your DJ or you and another MC and a DJ. You and somebody else's whole city or town. You don't, if you like puff up, you don't know who you puffing up to and telling them to move the hell on. You don't know.
100%. Yeah.
That might be that dude. And now you got to die. Just because you didn't listen to his rap.
Yeah.
Oh,
hey, man, Hercules.
You don't even know what you just did. They about to see you outside. They waiting for you outside. And you just happy about your little show, walking out with your birds and shit. You don't even know it's about to be a rap.
I heard, like, you know what? That's real shit, because I heard this story today. I work at a company, and I'm not going to say nothing. But check this out. I heard this story. This dude goes, yeah, there was this one time, that same motherfucker, this dude, right? He goes, that same motherfucker, he said some shit to this one dude one time, and the dude was like, oh, yeah? I'm going to see you as soon as you clock out at 2:30, right? And dude was like, yeah, whatever. He's like, as soon as you clock out at 2:30, I'm going to see you, right? And he went outside and he waited by the door, right? And as soon as the dude came out after clocking out, I opened the door, like, boom! Go the fuck out. Say, yo.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I told you at 2:30.
Wow.
Check this out. Here's the twist to the story. Y'all thought that was crazy. Here's the twist to the story. Dude let another dude go before him because he knew it was gonna happen, and it was the wrong dude.
Oh.
Oh,
I was dead, son. I was like, what?
That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. That's real fucked up.
I'm sorry, I had to tell the story because at first you feel like, yeah, that motherfucker got what was coming. And then you're like, oh shit.
Oh man! So what happens to the dude that actually got punched?
I think I'm about. I don't know the rest of the story. But I think I'm about to steal that shit for a stand-up bit. That cool.
Right.
I think I'm really.
That shit's hilarious. That shit's crazy. That shit's crazy and funny at the same time.
And that is a true ass story. I'm not gonna tell you where I work or where I'm at.
Right.
Well, man, Cesar, we've had you on for a long time.
Before Slick Rick, that was my story.
Man, what the fuck, man? That's crazy. We've had you here for a long time, man. I don't want to keep you too much longer, but
I'm sorry, dog. I didn't mean to keep it moving that long.
Before we get out of here, just shout out what you got coming up, man. If you got any projects or anything moving.
All right, well, some singles I got, features on other artist projects. I got a joint that just dropped with Marcel P. Black called
word.
Dang, on the Rio 2.0. Then I'm on good lord. It's another a cat named DK out of Canada. It's Socrates, Ghetto Socks, Carlita Durant, and me on Dinku Production on a song called If It's Real, yeah. So that came out on his album. And then I'm coming out on a jam. Edgar Allan Flow, who has not come out with a record in a while. I'm on his upcoming album, and we got a song called Crimzeek, and that's like, if you're our age, it's a random reference. And it's real dope. And then this, I guess, the 29th of February, I actually got I feel like Slick Rick now. I'm selling an album that's just acapellas.
Oh,
That's all it
no,
is.
that's dope.
that's pretty dope.
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
I thought about doing that before and never did it. I'm glad you're doing it. Salute.
Yeah, man.
That's
Somebody's got to take the arrows, man.
That's dope. No,
Yeah.
that's super dope. I'm serious. I really thought of that years ago, but never
it's just
did it.
the acapellas from the album "I Promise Not to Sting" that me and Pomac did together.
Oh, that's
so real quick, when you sell that, do you put like the BPMs by it so people can?
Nah, if you
so
got
why the fuck would you not figure it out, motherfucker? What do you mean?
I'm just wondering if somebody wanted to remix the project.
No.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing it for. Like for anybody to remix it, cut it up in their production.
So you do want them to do that?
Yeah, I want them to do all that. Cut it up and stuff. Make scratch hooks
so maybe
with stuff.
So maybe you're right, Deku. He's saying give them the BPMs then.
That, hey man, like you got to be real out here in these streets.
I mean,
you can figure it out.
If you can count bars in this game, you can figure out the BPMs real quick.
You can also buy the actual whole album with the beats on it,
and then
you can find the BPMs like that.
Yeah, all that shit.
So
man, all that.
So that's what's coming.
You might have to edit some of this for that dumb shit.
Yeah,
that's dope, though. I like that.
Thank you, brother.
Good shit, for real, man. For real.
Are you thinking of stepping out, doing any more show stuff, or you kind of just?
I am not going to tour like long periods of time like I did before. I will do like regional stuff, and I will do like out of town, like, where I got to go some distances, stuff that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But like me going like for long periods of time, like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes my longest I've been gone for like 2 months before. And that was back in the day. And I just realized if it wasn't for COVID, at the point it got to 2022 or 2023, I would have been touring for 20 years straight.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And I was like, dang. I was like, I want to still do shows, but I was like, man, I've been doing like the long, going all over the place for long periods of time stuff for so long. Like, I want to do it a different way and do shows, but just not be gone for like long periods of time anymore. Because it's like, man, like in 20 more years, like I'll be like 60. So I was like, no, I don't want to like do that again.
I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it ever makes sense, man, and we're in the same area, same time, same place, I would love to share the stage again, man, because it was always dope doing shows with you, man. So
same here.
How funny would it be if he was like, nah, I'm cool.
he'd be like, Deku, I'm gonna take Ram's advice. We don't mesh.
No, I didn't say it. Wait, I didn't say that. No, but what if he was just like, nah, the podcast is cool, but nah, I'm good.
Right. And like after I said that, just everybody just quiet. Like nobody says nothing for like 10 seconds.
I'm sorry. Look, this is our podcast, so this is one of the few places in my life where I can say whatever I want.
Right.
That was one of those things, and those moments where you have a thought you normally wouldn't say out loud.
Right.
That one I had to say it. I was like, I gotta say this one. That would be hilarious if he was just like, nah, I'm good.
Nah.
Yeah, man.
Nah, but I already know that'll be some fire. Please let me know when I got a 16 for it. Excuse me. Sorry. I got a 16 for it. Excuse me.
I can dig it.
I was totally talking about shows. I thought y'all
was talking about a project. Never mind. Oh, yeah, you said share stage. All right, well, we need to end this podcast because all right.
But yeah, man, this has been CyphaDen Chat, man. I'm your host, Tayamo Deku. That's Ram Buxius. Cesar Comanche in the fucking house, Justice League. That is what it is, man. Blessing, thank you for being on the podcast, man. And we will be talking in the near future, bro.
Word. Thanks for having me, y'all.
Peace, man. Peace.
All right, y'all.
Peace.